Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. On this show, Billy and Rachel Hubbard, our daily operations directors, are going to be talking about our brand new girls' home. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and on this program, again, we've got two guests. Are y'all special guests or just ordinary, regular?
We're just special.
Billy Hubbard and your beautiful wife, if I may say so, Rachel Hubbard, who I've known since she was a teenager, or in my youth ministry. I was the pastor, but it was still my youth ministry because I used to come over all the time and speak to y'all.
You did.
Well, that's because I needed a daily operations director. By the Holy Spirit, I knew I needed you in the future. How old were you back then? 12, 13 years old? Yeah. And you, Jennifer Latin, there were a whole bunch of y'all. And I'd come over every Wednesday night that I could and speak to y'all about the Lord. Something must have happened. Rachel, you were originally a Brisbane.
Right.
So anybody in Saline County might know your relatives. Wasn't there a florist?
Yes, my grandmother, Mrs. Brisbane, owned a flower shop in Benton, and so kind of old school Saline County folks probably know her.
Are you related to Libby Bailey?
She's my aunt.
And when I was office manager at a church in West Little Rock called Agape Church, when I moved out of office management because I was helping Kathy, our production person here on this show, with kids like you, because I'm a little old baby bear, and I was doing our Nightlight TV show. And speaking in schools, speaking in the Bible school, I just couldn't do everything. So Libby Bailey came in to take over the office management position. So those little dots are all orchestrated by the Holy Spirit. Isn't that cool?
It's so neat how he does that.
And who would have thunk for a moment, that's great grammar. We have kids on the set, so I shouldn't do that. But so I ain't going to do it anymore.
Thank you.
But as a school teacher, former commercial real estate, but who would have thought when I was speaking on Wednesday nights at Family Church in Bryant, you being present, that you would be the daily operations director and would need to marry a guy named Billy who would come alongside. And look where we are now. Isn't that awesome?
We would have never predicted that this would be our journey. It's just so cool what God does.
And God loved you so much, He gave you Billy.
Best gift ever.
Best ever. And for anybody that hasn't seen y'all on the show before or know really what you do, how many kids do y'all have?
We have two biological children, 13-year-old boy named Bronley and 8-year-old daughter named Brooklyn.
And if we can get a hardship, we'll be able to put him on payroll when he's 15. Is that right?
Hey, they're changing legislation now. Yeah, that if you're under 16, you can get a job. We saw that yesterday.
Saw that on the
news. They're trying to go through legislation.
And I've been saying for years, Bronley, as soon as you get old enough, I'm going to put you on staff. Because he and his sister, they have grown up at Second Chance Youth Ranch.
They have, yeah. I mean, I've done speaking engagements with a baby strapped across my chest, and Bronley and Brooklyn have just been, we minister together as a family. You know, they interact with the kids and bless them and pray with them, and I don't know, it's just been a cool thing to see how foster care has affected our kids.
Now on this show we are going to eventually get around to talking about our new girls' home.
Yeah.
But tell me, what's it like raising a family at Second Chance Youth Ranch? You guys were married 6 months, you became foster parents. We were gracious enough to share with y'all who did not even have children, 7 teenage girls to prep you for these teenage years. And here you are now. So what's it like, and what's it been like for your children to have foster children in your home?
I think it's been great. You know, the kids have really embraced what we do. They're really therapeutic in themselves. They really see, you know, they've had a lot of friends come and go, trying to work through that a little bit too, but they really are, they'll see someone having a trauma situation to where they just had a visit with mom or dad, and you know, they see the car driving off and they want mommy and they're crying, I want mommy, mommy. And my kids will go to them and just, you know, hold them and cuddle them. And they've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
But are you saying that sometimes when the foster children that have been with us and with your children, that your children have had to adjust to seeing their brothers and sisters in foster care leave and go home?
It's a challenge. Yeah. It's a challenge. They've become real good friends with some of these kids.
Because they really become family to us.
Yes, yes. And saying goodbye is so hard. I remember when our little girl Brooklyn was 5, you know, there was a girl there named Faith who was just her very best friend, and Faith got adopted, and we were so happy about that. But it was heartbreaking to Brooklyn. She cried every day for a month straight. But God has just helped her bounce back from that, and we've just said, baby, anytime somebody leaves, you know God's going to bring a replacement. And so she's learned that, you know, God's going to meet her needs, and it's been really cool to see her bond with other kids after that too.
Yeah, now in this show here in our next segment, we're going to talk more about our girls' home, but there are some folks who are probably watching that don't understand how God has developed Second Chance Youth Ranch as the Family First Act came into legislation about 6 years ago that really kind of upended all of us in foster care. So we have a 300-acre campus.
Yes, sir.
Which is where y'all live, which we call Second Chance Ranch. Now, over the years, in order to meet the needs and the requirements of the new legislation in the Family First Act, which I wasn't real thrilled about, I'll just be honest with you. DCFS knew I wasn't thrilled about it as well. I think we made that known, didn't we? But we migrated through that, and how have we made some adjustments to our program by expanding beyond our 300-acre campus, of which we might put some B-roll on the screen there.
Well, years ago, we started out as what would be called a group home, but we never fit that mold.
Now,
you know?
I always said we're just a group of homes.
Yeah, because this wasn't a job to anybody. These were our kids, our babies, you know, and so you know, we started saying, what can we do to adjust and really give our kids the best care possible? And so we went from that to being individually licensed foster homes, is what all of our homes are now.
That legislation, at least in its core, was we do not want to institutionalize kids in care.
Right, which we agree with.
Yeah.
And we never did.
Yeah, because I kept saying,
that.
We're not a group home. I'm building a foster city. So what I'm doing, I'm building a town full of just a neighborhood of foster homes.
And I remember back then people would come out and see that we had pictures of the kids on the walls, or that they would see that we were going on vacations with them, or that our staff weren't off on Christmas Day. And they're like, what is going on here? Like, this is so different. We're like, these are our kids. We just treat them like our kids.
You know, and as we've gone through this legislation, the DCFS director, Commissioner Martin, which we have a great partnership with, she would identify us during those meetings and afterwards and just say, you know, you're not a group home. You're not a group home. You're not a group home. And now we have been identified as one of the 3 organizations that are taking large sibling groups and has been identified as a private placement agency.
Yeah, so we have our campus homes now where families that want to foster a large sibling group can come and use that house so that they can have the space to foster that many kids.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk just exactly about that, how we've expanded into the community. We'll be right back.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Welcome back. On this show, Billy and Rachel are visiting with us about how we've gone from a 300-acre campus in the woods. Now the joke has always been we take them from the hood and take them to the woods. And we do have bears out there, coyotes, I think we have mountain lions.
Yeah.
We try to keep them off campus, but nonetheless we hear them at night, right?
Yes, sir.
And so we've expanded due to some of the changes in foster care nationwide through federal legislation, working with DCFS in partnership and with our partners all over the VTN viewing audience. We've expanded now into sibling groups, and we're one of the few organizations in the state that can take a sibling group of 6 or 7 or 8 somehow,
Yes, sir.
keep them all together on
Right.
in the same home and on the same campus. But we've now expanded into the community, and in doing that, we are going to talk about the girls' home that we just opened very, very recently. So tell us about the community homes and how that's developed. We've got the ranch property, the homes out there, 4 homes typically that we have open. But we have more homes than that now in Saline County.
Yeah, we have 2 additional campuses in Saline County, so 3 campuses total now for large sibling groups, and we're opening families to foster in their own home as well. And so the state of Arkansas is doing a cool thing where if you want to become a foster parent, you can choose to open through the Department of Children and Family Services, or you can choose to open through a private agency. And so that's exactly what we are. We can train, license, recruit, support, and oversee anybody who wants to foster in their own home as well.
So when someone catches us on television and they say, hey, I'm just always kind of had in my heart an interest in fostering. And they pick up the phone, 501-594-5200, and they call you. And they might talk to you or to Taylor or to Liz, who are going to be on a show in the future here. And they say, I'm interested in fostering. So we say, okay, we'll be right over and we'll give them 3 kids.
Just about.
So, but we are streamlining now
We are.
with DCFS, endeavoring to streamline the process.
Right.
Because the process for adopting is painstaking and expensive. Fostering is painstaking, and anything involving the government typically takes twice as long as it would for a private agency. So what happens when somebody calls?
Well, we talk to them about exactly who we are and what their options are, make sure that they do want to foster through us. And then we will provide them with a packet of paperwork that has instructions of everything to do. We sign them up for interviews, we check their references, background checks, and we do a training for them. So typically the state says about 6 months to get open to fostering, and we typically do it in about 30 days.
Yeah. And so are you cutting corners?
Nope, we're not. We're just we get the phone calls that say, we have little Susie and her brother who came into care today and they need a home. And it's real hard to let paperwork sit on your desk when you know specific children who are waiting on a home to go to.
Most people can train and things. They usually have full-time jobs, so they can train on weekends. DCFS is not going to train you on a weekend.
But we will.
We do. We specialize those. As soon as church is over with, a lot of times we'll go over to the conference room we have and train them 2 or 3 hours. We'll streamline that. It takes some work, but we think the children are important to do that.
We've just built a home in Benton, foster home. We built a girls' home in Bryant. We've got another plan that I'll be getting started and finished by the time school starts, in the name of Jesus. So with all that's going on, how many homes do we have in town, including the girls' home? And then we want to talk about the girls' home.
So we have 5 campus homes in town right now.
And any given home can handle up to as many as 6 siblings.
Up to 6, that's right. And then we have about 10 to 12 community homes, families that are fostering in their own home right now.
So that's someone like a viewer who says, you know, I have a career, I have a job,
Right.
and I have an extra bedroom, and I have a heart for hurting kids.
Yeah.
We could walk them through that, and within 30 to 60 days, they would be trained and supported
Yes.
with a child or 2 in their own home.
Yeah, and they get to work with a faith-based agency instead of trying to walk through things with the government.
Somebody says, well, I would love to have a child in my home, but I just don't have the extra money, you know, inflation, food cost, all that. So if a child is placed in their home, would there be some financial assistance?
Yep, we cover the cost of everything that the child needs.
Wow, that's awesome. And the therapeutic staff is there for them, the counseling staff.
That's right. Yep.
Case management to help with any issues they're having.
Absolutely.
They actually come to the home instead of having to come to an office.
Yeah.
We'll be there anytime.
Everything's a family. Everything we do is family oriented. So, all right, so we've got just 2 more minutes in this segment, and then we'll come back and talk more specifically. But we opened up a new home for girls in crisis who want the alternative and they want to have their baby. They want alternatives. So tell me about that house.
Well, we have one sweet girl there right now who's expecting her baby in April. And it was just so neat to watch her walk in and see a beautiful bedroom for her, a crib set up, everything she's going to need. And her foster parents who live there are committed to helping her learn how to be a mama.
Foster mom had experience working with pregnant teenage girls.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So she worked with connecting pregnant girls with resources and things so that they would have everything they needed to meet their child's needs. And so she has a heart for that. But also, there's a sibling group of 3 that's in that house right now because we're in a foster care crisis. And when we got a phone call and we had the bedrooms, we said yes. So we just, however God wants to use that home, we're here for it.
So let me kind of tie some things together, because this show's not just about Second Chance Ranch. It's about all the folks involved in fostering, whether it's independently in their home or through our collective placement agencies like us, the Baptist Home, Dr. Derek Brown, The Call, Project Zero, Jerry Cox with Family Council. And what we're trying to do is connect all of us together through Every Child Arkansas, this new collaboration that just got legislation recently at the Capitol. So there's a lot of moving parts where we're going to resolve in Arkansas this crisis for foster care.
That's right.
And so I'm really excited about all the moving parts and how we can be involved in doing that. Rachel, take just a few seconds and tell folks how they can get involved, how they can contact us. What's the best way to get in touch with us, and how we can help them if they're not in our location, how we can help them get involved through another placement agency. Yep, 30 seconds.
The best thing to do is just go to our website, 2CYR.org, and you can select Contact Us and send us an email. Let us know where you're at, what you're interested in doing. If you're interested in fostering, we'll help you through that process. If you're not in our area, we'll recommend another organization that can help you. Or if you just want to volunteer, support, donate, whatever, that website is a great way to reach us. Also, we have a Facebook page. If you're a Facebook person, shoot us a message. We'll get right back to you.
And we're going to take a brief break, and we'll get right back to you as well.
She knows how to play Fortnite. I'm Grayson, and I'm 7.5, and birthday is June 10th. Her name is Peyton, and she's 2.5. Birthday is August the 1st, I think. I like to ride bikes and play video games sometimes. She likes to play outside and play tag. She always laughs sometimes whenever somebody's chasing her. She knows how to sing her ABCs. Whenever I sing my ABCs, she copies me. A. She doesn't. Whenever I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber to tell people to like and subscribe. Subscribe, everybody. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like, everybody. If I had a superpower, I can help people whenever they're in danger under a car. If I had one wish, I would go to Disneyland and play games. I love my sister very good. Spend time, play basketball, and then watch a movie, eat popcorn, eat Pop-Tarts. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Your turn, Pepe.
You want to do it this time, Peyton? All right, let's do it.
Hey, welcome back. I know that when you tune into this show that you're there on purpose. This airs at 11 o'clock at night, so anybody that's watching this, and it happens to be number one in its time slot for Christian viewers, that you're watching this on purpose. And I want to encourage our viewers, don't just watch and admire what some in foster care is doing. Get involved.
Help us.
Help us. Over 4,100 children in foster care in the state of Arkansas. We need at least 200 foster homes in addition to what we currently have. We need to maintain the foster homes that we have.
Yeah.
And what is our goal? How many homes are we going to open this year as a placement agency? What's our goal?
Our goal for organically within ourselves or be open up 23 homes.
23 in 23.
And we've committed with Arkansas, Every Child Arkansas, that we'll do an additional 50 if inquiries come through for the pipeline of their strategic marketing. So 75.
And we're training staff as quickly as we can with the anticipation of growth.
Right.
You know, I call y'all all the time. So you want to use this person for what? Do we need them right now? And the answer is yes. We're not trying to manage. We're trying to not only manage, improve, and grow. We reserve the right to get better, and to increase our capacity for more children, both on our campus care and in our community homes.
Yeah. The three of us we don't need any more work. We've got plenty of work.
I got plenty.
But we want to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So three of us really want to grow and not just stay in one spot to where we're just having, you know, we're just comfortable with our little wee areas. We want to expand and grow and have a bigger influence.
And through our collaboration through Every Child Arkansas, working with all the agencies involved, private placement agencies, we can do more when no one cares who gets the credit.
That's right. Exactly right.
That's right.
Well, the New Beginnings Pregnancy Crisis Center, I don't think they use that phrase anymore. They just celebrated their 20th year.
Saw that.
We support that ministry. And for those who may be watching, there's some who criticize, oftentimes because they don't know what they're talking about, but they criticize that we as people of faith, we only care about saving the baby. But the Pregnancy Crisis Center deals with saving the baby. Then the placement agencies that are all over the state work together to provide a safe haven, which is our new girls' home. Derek Brown with the Baptist home, they have allocation spaces for pregnant teenage girls as well. So we care way beyond just saving a baby.
That's right.
Absolutely.
We want to see them grow, become full, productive American citizens, dependent on the Lord and productive in their lives, raising a new generation.
That's right.
So working with Jerry Cox and Sharice Dean, they're coalescing all the pregnancy crisis centers around the state. Here at Family Church in Bryant last year in 2022, we provided the meal and the venue where they could get all the directors from the crisis pregnancy centers together. When we were at the Capitol just a few weeks ago with this Every Child Arkansas legislation, I said to Sharice and Jerry Cox, hey, let's do that again. So here in 2023, we're going to have another gathering. So we want to connect the crisis centers, the girls' homes, the foster homes, and resolve the crisis of foster care in Arkansas.
Absolutely.
How are we going to do that, Rachel?
Well, we're going to stop having all these little organizations doing a little thing here and a little thing there, and we're going to say, let's come together and become this powerful force of change.
Learn from each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if one organization's good at one thing and another's good at another thing, let's put those things together and make this happen. Pastor, we get 5 to 10 requests every single day for different children to place in our homes. And we have to say no over and over and over again. And I'm so tired of that. Yeah. We want to say yes. We want to welcome these kids. And so we're going to have to figure out a way to open more foster homes. And we can only do that if we all work together.
One way is to do what we've been doing for the past several years, keep building new homes.
Right.
Buy new homes. Some people say, well, why would you build them whenever you could go out and buy one? Well, as a contractor, I can build for wholesale because I don't charge any cost for my services. Plus, that brand new home, it's already got a new roof. It's already got a new air conditioner. The heat unit's brand new. And we can build it with the idea that we're putting children in there, so we'll put it on a concrete slab and stain the floors. And so we build it with a purpose.
Right.
And at my age, I want that house to be there when I'm long gone.
Yes.
And that's one fulfilling thing about being a contractor. You can build a house and 40 years later drive by and say, I built that. So I'm looking at long term. If I buy old houses and do the flip it thing, you know, you spend a lot of money.
Right.
And so we're attacking it as a ministry from all angles and working with Dr. Derek Brown. He does a phenomenal job at the Baptist home.
They have a great ministry. So much respect for them.
Compact in Hot Springs have been around for way longer than we have, do a great job. And so we want to connect with all of these different homes. The children's home up in Paragould. We met Micah. I met Micah, one of their spokespersons. I'm going to have him on the show because as a Church of Christ, they've got a wonderful vision of helping people coming out of drug addiction through John 3:16, John 3:17. So when you get all of us together, man, way to go. One will put 1,000 flight, two will put 10,000 flight.
That's right.
What can we do working together? What can people do, Rachel, to help us with our girls' home?
So, oh my goodness, we can donate, we can volunteer, we can support the foster family there by dropping off a meal or by dropping off baby items, that sort of thing. But you know, it'd be great for everybody to just go to everychildarkansas.org and see the collaboration that's happening in our state right now. Now we have one website that anyone who's interested in foster care can go to, and they can see all of the different organizations that they could partner with in their area, in their specific skill set or whatever. And so, like, we're not going to be just trucking along on our own now. Unity is going to increase our ability to change this crisis.
So what can a person like our viewers do? Do you mow a yard, run a weed eater?
Right.
Come do that for one of our homes right here in the city of Bryan or the city of Benton.
Anything that makes parenting easier is what we need.
Teach them crochet,
Sure.
cross stitch, painting, art. Come and read a book. We've got little bitty children. We don't just have teenagers. So with our campus in town, the campus out at the ranch itself, there's so many opportunities that people can get involved.
Yes, babysitting.
Babysitting.
That's
Just
the
give our
biggest.
parents a chance to go see the Jesus Revolution movie, which you ought to go see. We want to encourage you to contact Billy and Rachel, and they will help you with all the most frequently asked questions. We look forward to seeing you again right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. So God bless you. Contact us and get involved. Bye-bye.